can introduce myself to you all if anyone has joined for it is the first day of one for this third session. So my name is ANUJA Malkar and I'm a certified NLP practitioner and I work as an HR professional at GSS HR Solutions. I'm also corporate HR and today we are going to this is the third day of success workshop and we are going to learn how to build high emotional intelligence. So before we get into that, I would just introduce to you all to make them understand what is emotional intelligence, why it is important, and I'll take you through all these things, and I hope that you enjoy the journey. So let's begin. So I want you all to be very active in the chat box. Okay. Actually, I won't be able to keep it on full screen because the thing is, if I keep it like that, then I won't be able to see the chat. So that's the reason I'm keeping it like this. I would suggest next time we do sessions on Zoom. That would be great. Anyways, so coming back. So I want to know from my audience. Okay, what is emotional intelligence according to you? What does it mean? Have you heard about this term, about this word? What is emotional intelligence? Hope the PPT is visible and I'm audible to you.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
yeah, you
Uh,
like to answer? Yeah, sure.
Chirag, we are already here.
Yes, yeah,
So
sure.
it related to me also that yes. So emotional intelligence is like that, knowing our emotions, knowing our moods, and dealing with our emotions, with and dealing with others' emotions also, as per my opinion.
Yeah. So basically, emotional intelligence is understanding, being aware of your emotions, what you're feeling at the present moment. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you happy? What are you feeling exactly? Because many times we don't understand what we exactly are feeling inside, and then how to respond to the emotion that is within or people the way they treat us because many of them do react. We don't understand how to control or how to handle anger or how to handle if you're feeling sad. And so having the awareness and how to deal with that emotion in a manner that it is a peaceful way for you as well as for others to tolerate or be around you. There's a pleasant experience for everyone to be around you. Even if you're facing any lows or in your life, still if you are emotionally intelligent, you know how to handle your sadness or your anger. So let's understand. It's your ability to recognize and understand emotions in yourself as well as others, what Mr. Chirag said completely right, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. So the objective for this session is going to be to recognize and discuss four fundamental areas of emotional intelligence. And coming to that, what are the four fundamental areas? Explain the personal and professional benefits of having emotional intelligence. Now, as most of you are students or if you are a working professional, so you need to know why you need to have this emotional intelligence. Why is it important? Discover areas of opportunity for growth and emotional intelligence and how is it going to help you benefit you in your career. Okay, because nowadays emotional intelligence, irrespective of whichever field you are, it's very important to have a high emotional intelligence. And why is it that I will take you through? So, what is the difference between intelligent quotient that is IQ and emotional quotient? Okay, EI. I want to know from the from the participants. What do you feel? What is the difference between IQ and EQ? What is the difference between these two?
Anuja, Chirag here, Anuja here.
Yes. Yeah.
IQ is intelligent quotient, means it's our intellect, it's our logical and reasoning part of our brain.
Yes.
And EQ is for emotion, our feeling, moods, and
You're not audible.
how we react at the certain situation, certain part of life. So that
Right.
is the difference.
Yes. So you're absolutely yes. Absolutely right, Mr. Khan. So intelligent quotient is your IQ intelligence. Okay, we feel that or maybe you are made to feel good when you are in school days, or we compare ourselves with our friends, with what grades they are getting, and we feel unhappy when we don't get the same grade as your friend, as our friend gets, or why am I not able to be the topper? Or I want to be the first or second or third rank, but I'm not getting that good grade. So that is related to the intelligence. In school or college, we are taught that we feel that if you have the highest IQ, then you can be successful. But that is wrong. That is not true. I need to say IQ is important, but along with your IQ, intelligence quotient, emotional quotient is equally important. I can say more important because that will help you to whatever difficulties come in your life. Because intelligent quotient is uh, you can study or you can by heart all the lessons from your notebook. But what challenges life will give you and how you can face or overcome those challenges, that you can only come out of it, or you can handle those obstacles or problems which come in life if you are aware of emotional intelligence, and if you have built a high emotional intelligence. So it's not necessary, and even many successful people, it's not that they had the best IQ. Okay, they had the EQ. They failed a lot of times. They failed thousands of times, and still they kept going. Why? Because they were resilient, and that shows that they had a high emotional intelligence. Because being resilient, that is not giving up, okay, to problems that come in life, shows that the person has a high emotional intelligence. So, if you were a student in your school who was not the topper or not that good in studies, and you feel that while not able to succeed in life, it's nothing like that. If you build a high emotional intelligence, okay, my dear friends, you can succeed in life, and maybe more than people who had the best IQ in your school or college. Yes, because EQ is more important in life than the IQ. I understand grades are important, but to a certain extent. So let's see how, and we have the research as well. Okay, I'll be taking you through that. What research shows. So why? Why your EI is important? EI is the strongest predictor of workplace performance. Okay, this is shown through research. 90% of the top performers, okay, have high emotional intelligence at work. The CEOs of top companies, the research has proved this. The CEOs, if you go to see the CEOs of top companies, the directors of big organizations, okay, 90% of those top performers have high emotional intelligence. Okay. Uh, People with average IQs outperform those with the highest IQs 70% of the time. So, if you have a better EQ, you can also beat the person who has more IQ than you. Yes, it is possible. Now, for example, university students with high EI are likely to have lower levels of anxiety and depression. So, what are the benefits you can have if you develop a high emotional intelligence? Okay? In the picture also you can see if you have a high emotional intelligence, that means you will be more empathetic. You will be motivated in life whatsoever happens. Okay? Your motivation won't be affected or by the external situations which are there. You will have a high self-esteem. That is, you will be confident and you will be happy with who you are. You will have a good decision making power. You will be committed to your work. So these are some traits. Okay, these show that you have a high EI, that is emotional intelligence. And what are the benefits? That is, it shows that people who have high EI, they have low levels of anxiety or depression. Okay, more likely to be socially active and involved. You will feel more vibrant and more involved in everything that is going around you if you have a high EI, emotional intelligence. More likely to be in good shape and feel healthy as well. So it also affects your health. You feel good about yourself. When you're having a high emotional intelligence, you are happy the way you are. And why should I care about AI? Now I want to know from you all. Why should one person, a person care about AI, that is emotional intelligence? Now I just gave you a little bit about the research, information about what research has proven. What is your perspective? Why should a student or why should a working professional, from your perspective, let me know why is AI important? You can either unmute or you can type in the chat. I want everyone to be, active, because it is a workshop and everyone needs to be active. Unless and until we don't talk, we will not be able to learn anything. why should you care about AI? You can see on the screen also, like I have given examples. This case I have mentioned. What does it ensure? But I want to know from you people. Why should
Hello.
your productivity? When you are aware of your emotions, whether your anger, your stress, your yeah, yes, yes. Someone wants to say
Again,
something?
Chirag here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
again, Chirag here. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Actually,
tell me.
this emotional intelligence, we can succeed our life. We can success in our get success in our life. So, 90% in a
Yes,
case, we have been with our emotions only, not with intellect, but, and with other people
hmm.
and with us also.
Right.
Because 90% of case,
Yes,
we are dealing emotions, we are transferring emotions, we are communicating with emotions. So if I am aware about my emotions and I can handle my emotions very well, I can succeed very well.
yes, right. If I can handle my emotions, because on top level positions also, or any position you go to see, you are a doctor or you're an engineer or even you are a corporate professional, then you have to at the end of the day you have to work with people, you have to handle teams, work with teams, okay, not with robots. At least till now we have not come to that situation where with robots, we are human beings working with us, and that's the reason why people know why emotional intelligence is important. And it's very sad to know that not many people are aware of this. So, as Mr. Shiravuddin said, it ensures your job success because like for example, अगर मुझे गुस्सा आ गया, ठीक है, I give you an example. अगर मुझे गुस्सा आ गया, I'm not a person who has a high emotional intelligence, and I don't know how to handle my anger. Okay, and I'm a person who whenever I get angry, I am like screaming and yelling at people. So what will happen? Do you think you will have good relationships like that? Your friends will run away. You won't have any friends. At workplace, if you show your anger, if you start screaming or fighting with people, no one would like you, right? People would move away from you. So you will not be able to build good relationships unless and until you don't know how to handle your anger, how to handle your sadness, and various emotions in our life. Because at various points of life we feel those, but how that emotion needs to be expressed every time we don't know. Like rather than screaming or yelling, if you are a person who has a high EI, maybe that person will, take a pen and paper. You can sit and write down maybe what is making you angry, and you can just write out and vent out that anger on a piece of paper. You can write it down, and you can feel better when we vent it out. When you write it down, that is again one method which people do. Okay, when they're angry, if you're not able to express it out, you just write it out. What makes you angry? Whatever you want to write, and you feel better. So these are some tips and tricks you need to know. How to handle situations, how to handle your emotions, because it ensures increased productivity. You're more productive. Okay, when you are aware of what emotions you're feeling, your productivity increases. It lowers turnover. Yeah, in companies, okay, in businesses, if the staff basically or the top managers who are working in a company, if they have a high EI, they know how to work with people and how to get the work done. And that's the reason why it lowers turnover. That is, less people will be leaving your organization. More would stay there for a longer period of time. Reduction in grievances. If people, okay, your employees have a high EI, they would not fight with each other, and that would save the time of the grievance handling person in the organization, and that time would be used for doing some productive tasks. Reduction in time loss accidents. Okay, so any kind of same thing like any grievances or any fights, so that would not occur. In personal life possibility benefits, so in one study, only 36% of people could accurately identify their emotions as they happen. So that's really sad, because not many people, and even in India, not many are aware of this. So EQ accounts for 58% of performance in all types of jobs. So till now we might have been thinking that it's 80% of your IQ, or maybe some people might have thought only 100% IQ if I'm intelligent or if I'm very good at my work. That is in on the technical aspects, then I guess you can't be successful. Even though if you have the had high EI showed more chances of being successful in life. Strongest driver of leadership and personal excellence. So if you're someone who is visualizing yourself to work in a team, or see yourself at top management level in any field, okay, as a leader, then you need to read more about what is emotional intelligence, how to build that high emotional intelligence, because leadership is all about handling people around you. And if you have a high EI, then only you can do that. And people with high EQs will make more money. Okay, that is also sure. So going on to the next slide. Yes. Now, components of leadership. Now, as I told you about, I talked about leadership. So let's understand how emotional intelligence contributes to leadership. Okay, components of leadership, that is business planning, product knowledge, computer skills, all these technical things. Plus, you know, there is analytical reasoning, strategic thinking, cognitive skills. Plus, in effective leadership, emotional intelligence proves to be twice as important as the others for job at all levels. Okay, so if you had emotional intelligence, there are more chances of you being a successful leader. So technical skills, cognitive skills, plus emotional intelligence can make you an effective leader. Otherwise, you will just be an employee. If you don't have a high emotional intelligence, you you might be still, a person who's working in an organization who is just a working professional. But if you're someone who is thinking of yourself 10 years down the line at a top position in any big company, then you need to have these traits. That is technical skills, cognitive skills, technical, whatever your domain is. For example, if you're an engineer, so those technical skills, okay, whatever engineering subject or domain you have done that, expertise into that. Cognitive skills, that is your analytical thinking, strategic thinking, plus emotional intelligence, makes a person effective leader. So it's a very nice quote. A leader's intelligence has to have a strong emotional component. He or she has to have high levels of self-awareness, okay, maturity and self-control. And this is said by Jack Welch. So a leader, a person who is in a leadership position has to have levels of self-awareness, because if you're aware of able to handle your emotions and people around you, you will be a mature person and have self-control. Now, there is also science behind emotional intelligence, and there are brain pathways. Okay, how the EI, if you have high emotional intelligence, how it affects your brain. So, when you are, I think rationally way over here. So we think rationally somewhere over here, and if you affected by the ability to form and keep well-traveled connections here. So this is a part of your brain where the EQ, okay, it affects your part of your brain to function more efficiently if you have built high emotional intelligence. And what does that mean? We are coming to it instead. So there is also science behind EI which affects your brain pathways. Now, as I was saying, what are the four skills of emotional intelligence, or what are the four aspects which you need to know? Okay, so there is self awareness, what I see, what I do, that is self management. Self awareness, like being aware of what emotion you're feeling at what time. Management, okay, managing that yourself, in short. Relationship management, managing your relations, okay, is also a part of emotional intelligence. And social awareness, social competence, how you deal with people or how you deal with every other individual in the society. So these are the four aspects of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, relationship management, managing all your relations, and social awareness. Till here, are you all with me? Till here, is it clear? Like anyone has any doubts or queries?
No, no, you are doing going good.
Okay, okay. Yeah, fine. Others also can reply in the chat. I won't mind. कहाँ ज़्यादा
No, it's
एनर्जी
okay.
नहीं लगता है.
You are doing
Yeah.
good.
Okay, okay. No, no, I don't want compliments for myself. I mean to say, I want others also to, be active in the chat. इतना ज़्यादा एनर्जी नहीं रहेगा, थोड़ा सा ही लगेगा, ज़्यादा एफर्ट्स नहीं. थोड़ा कर सकते हैं.
But we are giving
Okay.
compliments by heart. That's why
Okay. 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 No problem. So again, here there is, EI starts with, first coming to the first aspect, self-awareness. So EI starts with self-awareness. So this is a quote by Thomas. Just give me a moment. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so this is a quote by Mr. Thomas Carlyle. The greatest of faults is to be conscious of none. Okay, which means that ability to accurately perceive your own emotions. Okay, that is, you are able to perceive what emotion you're feeling at the moment. Stay aware of your emotions as they happen. Okay, मतलब मुझे गुस्सा आ गया, immediately express कर दिया मुझे, I'm feeling very depressed, I start crying in front of hundreds of people. That doesn't work, right? If you're at a workplace and you're feeling very sad or you're very upset, you need to know even how to express your sadness. You can cry in front of your friends, but again, if you're crying in front of strangers, you don't know how it will react, how it will feel. They don't know you, and there are certain things you need to know. So managing those emotions, knowing how to manage those emotions is very important. So when you have this high emotional intelligence, you have the self-awareness, ability to accurately perceive your own emotions, stay aware of your emotions as they happen. Keep on top of how you tend to respond to specific situations and people. Like for example, there could be certain extreme situations or circumstances, like there are divorces which happen in people's life, okay? Or it's a child whose parents are getting divorced. So these are some extreme situations. So in these situations, okay, as a child you might not know how to respond, but if you're an adult and there are certain, like a relationship breaking up or any separation or any death in the family, again you need to know how to handle that emotion of sadness, right? I'm not saying that you will not feel sad, we all feel sad, but then you need to know how to vent out that emotion. Maybe you can talk to your near ones who you trust. You can just talk to that a person who you trust a lot. By talking, it's also kind of a talk therapy that helps to handle sadness or depression. When you are sad or depressed, if you feel you're going through low time in your life, then you need to talk to a friend or talk to a person who you trust. And the more you talk and let yourself talk and cry, or to a person who you trust again, not to strangers or anywhere or any suddenly you start crying. So in that way, you're expressing your emotion, you're letting it go out, and in that way, you will be able to come out of that sadness. It depends how big that grief is. For some, it could be 2 days. For some, it could be 1 month. For some, it could be 6 weeks. Depends. But it's not difficult. But if you know how to handle your emotion, that emotion of sadness, as I told you, you can write it down. That is a very good way of cleansing out your emotions. You can talk to your friend or your parents whom you trust a lot, who are comfortable talking to when you're going through a low period or low time in your life. So, and that is how you respond. इसको respond करना बोलते हैं, मतलब सिचुएशन को क्या बोलते हैं, सिचुएशन को प्रॉपरली हैंडल करना कि यू आर ट्राइंग टू बैलेंस, ओ आई एम सैड बट आई एम trying to balance my studies also. I'm not saying that studies won't get affected at all. Yeah, maybe you had a breakup or your relationship broke up, any relationship or a death in your family, it would affect your work or your studies. But if you are having high emotional intelligence, you will try to at least balance it. You will not let your studies completely suffer and come out with maybe a B or E grade. Maybe you will not get A grade, you might get B grade, but that's fine because you are going through a low time. But if you have that high emotional intelligence, you know how to handle that sadness. Okay, maybe I'll take out half an hour or 1 hour every day and I'll think about that person, and whatever I want to write down or whatever I want to say to that person that he or she is not with me, I'll write it down. I'll cry as I want, and this really works. For example, I'll give you an example. If there has been a death of someone near or dear ones in a family, and you had a breakup, now you can't talk to your boyfriend. Now, as most of you are young people, I'm telling this to you, so you can't talk to that person, your boyfriend or girlfriend. So maybe you can take out that one. Like, पूरा दिन बोलते हैं ना, they go, then we go depressed. So the answers we go very depressed. This person I broke up and this that, and you're not able to handle the other activities in your. So brain को ना बराबर पता होता है. If you tell your brain, okay, so in the evening 7 o'clock when I go home, 7 to 8, I'm going to think about this person. explain that there is a time when I'm going to think about this person, or I'm going to let myself feel this emotion of sadness or depression. Okay, 7 to 8, I just sit and write what I'm feeling, and I let myself cry, and slowly and steadily, okay, within one month, as I told you, the deeper the grief is, okay, the stronger the bond was. Depends on that. It could take 1 month, it could take 4 months or 6 months, but you will come out of it. You won't get depressed, and it would not become that you become addicted to some, at least alcohol or any drugs or anything like that. And you'll be little bit at least able to handle your other activities. Similar after 7 to 8, I will think about this person. I will let myself feel this feeling because it is a human emotion. It's fine. I will cry as much as I want, but I will also go to my college. I will sit for lectures. Though I'm not able to concentrate, but still I will sit there. And if I feel like crying, I'll go to the washroom and cry, and I will still come and sit down and attend the lecture. So that is how emotional intelligence works. This is just a very small example I give. Now, what could be emotional triggers? Now, let's find out how you can recognize a person who is having low emotional intelligence. And it's completely fine. If you have properly emotional intelligence, it's completely fine. It's not too late. Your life doesn't mean we have that. So, you need to understand first what are the symptoms or what are the way a person having low emotional intelligence, how they work, so that you come to know, okay, if I am one of those. And if you are, then you can switch to becoming a high emotional intelligence person. That also I'll tell you. Till here, are you all with me? Did the example or story resonate with you somewhere?
Yes.
Yes, someone wants to say, okay, okay, fine. Thank you so much for replying. Yeah, so what are the triggers that make you want to blow an emotional gasket? That is, you're feeling some extreme emotion and you can't remove it out. So emotional red flags and breakdowns. What are those? Like these are the symptoms, or if you do sometimes like this, so maybe you are at that moment of time, or maybe you are not in that state of having high emotional intelligence. Like for example, small children do this, but if adults are doing it like door slamming, it's not appropriate because somewhere puts the word by head, right? So you have to work on your emotional intelligence. Like if you're a person who is getting angry and like a pressure cooker you burst out, okay, angry tirades, door slamming, use of sarcasm and inappropriate humor, okay, you can just cross check or self reflect. Does it happen to you? Even at least 2 or 3 things, even if you're doing it completely, I'm not saying uh, it is wrong, but at least you have realized it and we'll work on it. Withdrawal and isolation. If you are a person who has kept yourself very withdrawn from the people, other people, and you have kept yourself isolated, so maybe again you're not able to handle some emotion within you because you need not keep yourself isolated from the society. You need to mix up with everyone as you. Passive aggressive behavior, okay, suddenly becoming angry at certain point of time, street emailing, shouting, holding grudges and getting even. Like holding grudges, ठीक है एक दिन गुस्सा दो दिन गुस्सा ठीक है but if you're not talking to 10 days to that person or for months and still maybe you're holding that grudge and still you need to upset with any person, it could be even your parents or your sibling or your friends, but if you take a lot of time, okay, to come out of those grudges, then you need to work on your emotional intelligence. You need to build a high emotional intelligence. Someone wants to say something.
Hi Anuja,
Yeah.
can I give a pause for a second?
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
Can we call this as emotion? Can we call this as a result of emotional breakdown or kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So these are the emotional red flags, no, I have said, and breakdowns. These are the symptoms where you are just showing that your emotional intelligence is low. And this is again a very good quote from Daniel Goleman. He's an expert on emotional intelligence. If your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you are not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are, you are not going to get very far. And that's true. A general example is low EQ. are not willing to listen. You are, like adamant that I will do what I feel is right to me. Like you're not able to, you're not even willing to listen the perspective of that person. I need to say like that. At least if you have a high emotional intelligence, you will listen to people's perspectives. You need to at least listen. That is important. Blaming others. Whenever anything goes wrong in your life, you are not questioning, okay, what went wrong or how I can improve the situation or what shift I can bring to mind. Because see, every time the situation will not be in your hand, right? But if every time we keep blaming this happened because of God gives me this pain or this difficulty or this happened because of मेरा career नहीं हुआ because parents ने support नहीं किया और ये problem आ गई because this person XYZ person did this to me. I understand sometimes it's okay other people, but people who have high emotional intelligence, what they do is rather than pointing a finger towards others, they see what went wrong maybe from there and they can correct that. And because see, you can't change other people, but you can change the way you think, you behave. So every situation is a learning. If you're a person who thinks like that, that okay, this situation, something went wrong in any scenario, at college, at work. But if you think, okay, what is the learning out of this situation? What I can learn? Okay, this is my learning. And next time, maybe when I talk to this person, I will talk in such a manner that we don't we don't fight or we don't argue with each other. Rather than asking that person, कि तू ऐसा मत बोल, तू ऐसा मत कर, what can I do कि that fight won't happen again? या वो that other person won't be angry again. But what I can change in myself, because whatever you say, you can't change the other person. Yes,
Can
someone
I
wants to say
interrupt?
something. Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yes, Anupama, sorry for interrupting.
No, no,
Actually,
it's fine.
if we are talking about all these examples, let's say, is it a disorder or is it a habit? How do we distinguish between these two?
No, it's not a disorder. It's a habit which you have. Disorders are they are examined by medical professionals, but that could be again any it's a mental health issue. That's a different thing. So there you can't if a person is going through a mental up and down and it's a hereditary health issue, and that would be completely different. But I am talking about people like without having any mental disorder, you are completely fit and fine, and if you are doing these things frequently in your life or in your day-to-day situations, then you are having a low EQ. So it's a habit, and we can you know break old bad habits as well. So we can work on this. So it's a habit. There is no pattern. There is emotional pattern, and we all our brain works on different patterns. So we have this pattern, and we have to break this pattern. And we can bring new patterns as well. Have I answered your query? Say
Yes, indeed.
oh, oh. So going ahead, how to is now. Okay, we saw what were the signs which showed that you have or anyone has a low emotional intelligence, being argumentative, door slamming, and all this what we read. How to raise your AI? Now coming to the process. Okay, we understood what is the importance and what why experts say that what is how it can benefit to become successful. Now how you can raise your AI? Coming to the practical things which we all can do. Notice your feelings. Okay, first start with noticing your feelings. Predict your emotions. Like even if you're not able to exactly know मतलब मुझे क्या feel हो रहा है, but start with predicting. पहले तो मतलब try to understand. Slowly and steadily you will come to know with time. But कभी कभी क्या होता है, but most of the time हम लोग जानना भी नहीं चाहते कि अंदर चल क्या रहा है. We tell you what is happening. We are only so busy seeing the outer world and what is happening outside. This person did this person, other person did that. We are always blaming the government, the people, our family members, or the relationships. But rather than that, if you know what is happening inside, okay, predicting your emotions independently it might be difficult, but if you develop this a habit or a practice within 20, 25 days or a month, slowly and steadily you will be able to predict what emotion you're feeling at what point of time, at what or at what point of the day. Keep a diary. This also helps a lot. and there's no one I can talk this out with. So you can write it because writing really helps. In a diary, if you want to type it out, some people type it. So you feel better. And वो जब भी मेरे वाला याद है ना वो फोटो वो scene, if you all have seen it is true. So if you are feeling with that very difficult situation in life, you can write down a piece of paper you're feeling very angry and you can flush it out, you'll feel better. If you feel कि अगर बॉस से गुस्सा है तो बॉस से गुस्सा कर नहीं सकते. You can write on a piece of paper and then flush it out whatever you feel, but you can write. It is always a good habit to write out certain emotions if you're not able to express it in the right way and you feel better. To flush out that emotion. And jumping that scene, it really works. You can do it. Channel your emotions into creativity. क्रिएटिव वे में कैसे उसको ला सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल समटाइम्स पीपल हु आर हु लाइक पेंटिंग, अगर उनको सैड फील हो रहा है दे एक्सप्रेस इट थ्रू पेंटिंग, पेंटिंग एक्सप्रेसिंग थ्रू सैडनेस, उससे थोड़ा उनको दे फील दैट the emotion has come out. Even I write. I am into blogging and writing. Whenever I am feeling very happy, I write out, or I go through a very low situation. So rather than getting angry कि ये कैसा हुआ, I ask myself why did God put me into this situation, and maybe because this thing had to come, like this content had to come out, so that's why I went through this situation, and really good content comes out. So channeling your emotions into creativity, maybe doing something which you like, so you'll be able to deal with that emotion in a better way. See failures as opportunities. You know, not putting blames on others. Seeing failures as opportunities for growth. How you can grow as a person. So people who are highly emotional intelligent, they never blame others. You know, they will always see every failure as a opportunity to grow. May it be Kiran Bedi, may it be Elon Musk, may it be the CEO of Amazon or any big companies. You take it for example, they all have seen failures as opportunities, and that is why they're successful now. Practice active listening. How many of you are active listeners? Let me know, because it's very difficult for many people to be, to listen. बात तो सब कर सकते हैं, but to listen is very difficult. Yes, no. How many of I would like to know? How many of you are, good listeners, or if you're not, then you can type no. If you are a good listener, you can type yes. Would want to know your
Manuja, actually, I don't know. Chirag, I don't know. Is there any measurement or is there any quiz? Because I don't know even if I am listener or not.
So for hours, can you sit and keep listening to, maybe can you take any content, like if it is on YouTube, or if you're sitting in a lecture or in a session, can you calmly sit without thinking in your brain too much? I mean, the brain does create thought, but can you focus and listen to people for long hours? If yes, then you are a good listener. If you can't focus, you get distracted, and after 30 minutes you feel that I want to go out of the classroom. I can't focus on what this person is saying, then you are a bad listener. Then, but my dear friends, if you want to be successful in life, it's very important to be, a good listener. And in one research, it has also been proven that the top managers, all the top managers of the companies, okay, their research was taken. So out of those, 70% of them told that what is the skill, what is the maximum amount of skill they practice on daily basis. So, okay, top company CEOs, they told that it is listening, because the person is at the top management level, okay, CEO, head, director, manager, they have to, they don't have to do much of technical tasks, because to do the technical work, there is team. They have to handle this team. एक जो 50 लोग उनके अंडर है, 100 अंदर उनके अंडर आते हैं, या 50 people or 50,000 people, they have to handle them. For that, they have to listen, because people will keep on coming to you with their problems. If this problem happened, that happened, this happened, and if you can't listen to people, if you are a person who is always talking, even if someone comes to you with a problem and you're not listening and you're giving advice, that is also very bad. First, listen everything what that person is saying, and if they are asking for advice, then give it like that. So it's very important, practice active listening. So if you want, you can note this down. These are the 5 to 6 things you can do to increase your emotional intelligence. Maintain a positive attitude, a low perspective, having a positive perspective towards life. बोलते हैं ना कि ऐसा नहीं कि everything in my my life happens, मतलब जो भी हुआ, बोलते हैं there is a phrase, जो भी हुआ अच्छे अच्छा ही होता है ऐसा नहीं. I'm not saying everything happened is good. No, wrong things might happen, but whatever happened, it happened for the sake of good. Means there was some learning for me which had to come. So introspect, do self-introspection. You can go to the situations back in your life which is in a very bad or if someone did wrong to you, and just try to take out at least one or two learnings from it. What was your learning? You know, because all the situations, all the difficult situations, they help us to be to mold us into a better human being. So that is the intention of God, why God puts us into those situations, and this is the perspective of people who have high emotional intelligence. Otherwise, you lose the learning. अगर आप focus करोगे that this XYZ this person did this to me, bad things happen with everyone. But if you just keep blaming that person and we are till the end, you die in your life, you are angry with those people. You're carrying that emotion, and it's not good for your health. You need to give that up. You can measure out as I told you, write on paper, and you can learn. Like take the learning out of it. So maintain a positive attitude in the sense, take learning out of each failure or difficult situations or problems which you go in life. Respond well to conflicts. So whenever there is a conflict with, like for example, a difference of perspective, you're talking to your friend, you're talking to your parents, especially this happens. We say that mostly happens with all of us that when we're talking to our parents, we are not able to understand their perspective. We just blame them, that ये ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. That was, you are very old-fashioned. You don't understand my perspective. I want to become an actor or I want to become a dancer, but you can understand my perspective. The world has changed, but for them, they are saying from the point of view, they care for you. So you need to think from their perspective, put on the hat of a parent. Why are they saying that? To understand करना. तो जब भी कोई conflicting situation में होते हो, like whenever there is a conflict with your parents, with your friends, or with your senior, or any of your classmate, or colleague. So try to understand their perspective also. Why that person is saying, that is being empathetic. So people with high emotional intelligence do that. They try to understand the other person's perspective also. That is empathy. Okay, and then they respond with dealing with that situation in a peaceful manner. Again, these are some tips how you can raise your emotional intelligence. Like start predicting how certain things will make you feel. Accept those emotions in advance. Other emotions को पहले accept कर लेना तो easy हो जाता है digest करना. Like for example, you know that certain situation or certain person कोई relative करके आने वाला है, and I know this person is very annoying. So you can prepare your brain that this person is going to come. Okay, this relative is going to come to my home, and I know this person is very annoying. But fine, I will deal with this. I might feel angry, but I will control myself, or I'll exercise self-control like that. So accepting that emotion in advance prepares your brain to easily go through that difficult situation. You can do that as well. When you're overwhelmed by any emotion, I'm just taking some like important points because I don't want to exceed the time limit. That's it. When you're overwhelmed by an emotion like anger or sadness, channel it into something creative or productive. Yeah, we covered this. Try to see failure as an opportunity to learn rather than respond. Another way is again find ways to maintain a positive attitude throughout the day. Okay? This differs from person to person. Like mine means starting the day with a 10 minutes meditation or packing a particularly yummy lunch to look forward to. So how you want to bring a positive perspective or you want to make yourself feel happy, it's up to you. You can meditate, that is also another way. You can keep a diary, you can write down, or at the end of the day, maybe if you can make a phone call to your friend, 5 10 minutes, you can talk to your friend so that you can tell whatever happened for you, whatever emotion you want to share, you can share with that person. Or if you want to share with a sibling or with your mother or father, it depends on you. Talking to your loved one also helps a lot to raise your emotional intelligence, and that way you can maintain a positive attitude in life. So you can do that, or you can meditate. And and AI is not a talent. Okay? It's an evolving skill that will take time. So now you have end this session or this workshop, it's not कि immediately मेरा emotional intelligence high हो जाए. Okay, there is a mechanism on which the brain works. So there are 21 days for the brain, the neuro pathway. Okay, that is called the neuroplasticity. You can go on YouTube and watch a video on that, like how you can rewire your brain. That is neuroplasticity. It takes almost 90 days, and the first stage is 21 days. The pattern of changing will start. So now you have come to the awareness that okay, this is emotional intelligence, and you need to practice it in order to become successful, in order to lead a healthy and happy life. So you can read more about it. You can apply the tips which I gave you throughout the session. And slowly and steadily, as I told you, 21 days it takes for the new pathway to build in your brain. So you can start with writing a diary or doing small changes in your life, and slowly and steadily for 21 days, with 1 month, 2, 3 months, and 90 days, definitely you will see the change. Some change definitely will happen if you have decided to take action. Then, okay, so just skill, and everyone can develop that skill. Even I have got. Okay, there is a person. Anyone wants to share something? Yeah, yeah, share. Yes, yes.
Is it about educating your brain or training your brain to, organize yourself and your behavior? Can we say that?
Yeah, behavior could include a lot of things, but emotions especially. Because behavior तो आ ही गया, and most importantly your
Emotional
emotions.
behavior, I meant.
Yeah, yeah, correct. To organize it, and you need to know where you need to show which emotion, like that. You can say that. Agree. So the skill, okay, and everyone can develop that skill. So I was just sharing my personal perspective. So I was a person, in my childhood, like I used to get very angry. Like I used to get angry very easily. Okay, uh, but the time I started practicing meditation, it helped me a lot to control my anger and to channelize it in a creative manner. Like for example, now I don't get that frequently angry because I meditate. So these are small things which we can do, like meditation, exercising, and how to raise your as I told you, responding to situations, to conflicts, and not reacting to it. The 5 6 steps which we discussed. So these are the ways you can raise your emotional intelligence. So you need to practice this, and slowly and steadily you will build a high emotional intelligence. Because at the top management level, believe me, it's nothing about IQ. It's all about EQ, emotional intelligence. At the end of the day, you have to handle people, and there might be people in your team that all your team members might not have a high emotional intelligence. So even now you might be facing it, like as we all are part of the community. There could be sometimes that in the team people are having some grudges or someone is fighting. But if you are a person who is aware of his or her emotion, you can handle those people. We can make even we can make ourselves more productive. And at the top management level, you have to handle people. That is the 80% of your time goes in handling people itself. So for that, you need to be aware of your emotions, and need to know where and how to express your emotions. So these are some EI frameworks for personal and social competency. So knowing how to be high emotional intelligence, how you can practice it practically. I think so. It might not be very readable. I make it full screen now, so you'll be able to read. And I'm not reading everything over here. Okay, I'll just take some important points which I feel in between. So to give you an example, कि in practice emotional intelligence कैसे होता है in real life, how you can practice it. So these are some examples. Okay, simple like examples I give you. So is the PPT full screen now? Yeah, I hope it is. So if you are a person, and like, are you able to see the PPT full screen? Can someone unmute and tell me yes, no?
No, not yet. Not
Yes.
yet.
Yes. Okay, maybe loading for someone else. It's not able to see. Others can see.
I guess it's lagging for some users. I believe I have seen that.
Oh, okay. So should I reshare it? Like, I will still be like I will talk to you and understand. So, how you can put emotional intelligence, how you can be yourself emotionally intelligent. Okay? So, it starts with emotional awareness. Know which emotion you are feeling, right? Recognize how your feelings affect your performance. So, people need to understand, you need to understand how your emotions affect your performance, your studies, your work. Okay? Have a guiding awareness of your values and goals. If you have awareness for what your values are in life, what goals you have in life, so according to that, you can manage your emotions. Okay. If you have, high emotional intelligence, you will be aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are. Able to show a sense of humor and perspective about themselves. So you will have a good sense of humor also in life. If you have high emotional intelligence, you can have you will have a positive attitude towards even difficult situations. Self confidence. You will have more self confidence. Okay, you will present yourself with self assurance. You can voice your views. Okay, you will not feel shy away when you think that maybe this opinion is not in favor of all the public or all the people who are there in my classroom. But still, if you're having a high emotional intelligence, you will believe in yourself and you will raise your voice that this is my perspective. So people who are high emotionally intelligent, they are confident about themselves and they can raise their voice as well. Till your are you with me? Yes, no. Can I have some replies in the chat?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Next, coming to self-regulation. Okay, managing disruptive emotions and impulses. People with self-control, now how they manage their emotions. Manage their impulsive feelings and distrusting emotions well. Stay composed, positive, and unflappable even in trying moments. In difficult situations, also if you are peaceful, that means you have developed self-control and you are emotionally intelligent. You can think clearly even in difficult situations. You can stay focused under pressure. Most are the students during exam time, or you are not able to focus on studies because there is sudden exam pressure. Okay, there are very few days left. I can't focus on studies. How to do it? But if you're practicing something that is emotional intelligence, you are being aware of situation and you know how to calm yourself. Maybe doing taking some few deep breathe in and deep breathe out. That is a way of calming yourself. Okay, so if you're a person who's emotionally intelligent, that person knows how to handle a stressful situation also, and they will not underperform, but they would be focused even in that difficult situation. That will help you to perform, increase your marks, or perform better in your studies as well, because you will know how to perform in pressure. Okay, people who have high emotional intelligence, they are trustworthy, act ethically under above the rules. That is, if they know that certain thing is right, they will take a stand for it. They build trust through their reliability and authenticity. They are authentic, and if you have high emotional intelligence, you will build the trust of people around you. Okay, take tough principled stands even if they are unpopular. Like for example, if maximum people are saying that they should do this thing, but you feel that like thing Y is correct, and you know that it is ethically correct, you will take a stand. But somewhere if you feel that I'm not feeling confident, that means still you are having low self-esteem and you are not having a high emotional intelligence. So the belief making people are stronger. Meet commitments, okay? Meet commitments and keep promises. If you're a person who is not able to match up with deadline, time पे कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, you're not able, doing time management also. Even that could be difficult if you're having emotional intelligence because time management भी difficult हो सकता है because if you don't know how to manage your emotion, then you might not be able to manage your time as well. So that could be affected. So if you are having emotional intelligence, you can manage your time as well. You will meet commitments. Okay, you know that this certain thing has to be done now. And though I'm feeling sad, but I will complete my assignment or I will complete my work or task which is given to me. Like that. They can smoothly handle multiple demands, okay, shifting priorities and rapid change. So if you build a high emotional intelligence and as you know after the COVID situation, we have come to know that the world is always changing. Okay. And if you want to want to sustain in this ever changing world, then you will have to build a high emotional intelligence. But fear, anxiety होती है सबको होती है, but if you know how to handle it, जैसे मैंने बोला, you can talk to your friend, you can write it down what you're feeling, or you can practice some hobbies so that you feel better. You can take some deep breath in, deep breath out. In that way, if you're having high emotional intelligence, you will know how to manage your fear, your anxiety. मतलब आप वो स्टेट में ना बहुत टाइम रहोगे, you will take yourself out of it. You yourself will take out of it. You will not ask someone else to help you, to help me. I'm feeling anxious. What should I do? You will know that maybe I'll just keep breathe and breathe out, or I will go for a walk, go spend some time with nature. I feel better. I try to deviate my attention from the fear what I'm thinking of right now in mind. So these are some things which you can to handle your anxiety or fear, so that you can focus on the task which is at hand. And you can keep yourself still productive in the changing situation, changing world. People with high emotional intelligence, they are also self-motivated. Okay, they are result-oriented with high drive to meet their objectives and standards. So, to tell you frankly, 4 years back when I did not had work, I was not building on having a high emotional intelligence. It was not, it was not, what to say, not that I was not that productive. I can say 4 years back, maybe say 2016, 2017, 5 years back. But now, as I started in the past 2 3 years, I started on working my emotional intelligence and productivity has increased. And I'm always motivated. I've never demotivated. Even if the day is not good, I'm not feeling good, but I will have that inner motivation within, because emotional intelligence मैंने build कर लिया है. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but because I meditate, I write down whenever I feel I'm feeling very low. So, that has helped me increase my emotional intelligence. And that's why I'm very motivated all the time. Even if people around me are saying, that, that we are feeling bored, अभी ये नहीं करना है. But when I know, when you know that there is a task in your hand and there is some responsibility given to you that you have to perform it. If you're having a high emotional intelligence, you will be aware of it. And still, if you are feeling bored or you're feeling sad, you will take the responsibility and complete that task. Okay, because that is important. If something is assigned to you, you're always self-motivated. Learn how to improve your performance. So people who are highly emotional intelligent, they will always keep on improving their performance. They will, not underperform, because they know how to manage their emotions, right? They expectations which are or things which are going around. They are committed, find sense of purpose in the larger vision. That is, they have some vision also in life. If you want to build a high emotional intelligence, this is another way. Okay, you can find out the purpose or your vision of what is your liking. If strong within passion, your desire, create your CMG scale that okay, this is my goal and I want to perceive this goal, pursue this dream. So that can also help you build high emotional intelligence. Then accordingly you will think, okay, if I want to become a successful lawyer or become a successful IAS officer, so in which way should I start behaving? And automatically you will start changing certain things. So sometimes having a goal, having a vision in life 5 years down the line where you see yourself can also help you build high emotional intelligence. Are you and they are ready to seize opportunities. So whenever opportunities come to them, they are willing to take that chance. People who are highly emotional intelligence, they gladly offer appropriate assistance. They are willing to help. They are attentive to emotional cues and listen well. They are good listeners. Show sensitivity and understand others' perspective. They can put themselves in other person's shoe and they understand. If parents are saying that don't do certain things, why they are saying, what is the reason? Okay? Because you might feel at this age that if my friend is saying I need to do XYZ thing, I will go and do it. But अगर parents बोल रहे हैं तो what is their perspective? Even knowing that, okay. So you need to be empathetic to everyone. So showing that sensitivity, being attentive to emotional cues and listening other person's perspective is also a quality of a person who's highly emotional, who's having high emotional intelligence. They grasp a customer's perspective, acting as a trusted advisor. So if you're working already or you will be working at some point of time after you finish your studies, right? So if you want to build the trust of the customers even when you're working, you can build that if you have a high emotional intelligence. Because that person will trust you, that will reliable. Okay. Offer useful feedback. They are always open to work on themselves. So these are the traits of people who are highly emotionally intelligent. Anyone wants to add anything to this? Anyone wants to say anything or add anything? This. Okay. So going ahead. So also people who are emotionally intelligent, they can articulate and arouse enthusiasm for a shared vision and mission. So, as I told you, you will always be inspired, you will be motivated, okay? You will lead by example to others. You will recognize the need for change and remove barriers. Remove barriers, matlab, जो भी डिफिकल्टीज आएंगे आप उसको एक पॉजिटिव अगर एटीट्यूड से देखोगे यू विल बी एबल टू हैंडल दैट सिचुएशन एंड यू विल अचीव योर गोल्स इन लाइफ अदरवाइज यू विल कीप blaming that the government is like this, these people are not good, that's why I couldn't succeed, I couldn't complete this work, like that. So challenge the status quo to acknowledge the need for change. So they will not see it at currently what the situation is. They will think 5 years down the line where I see myself and okay, for this reason I need to bring this change in me, not in others. You can't change others. This is a change I need to bring in me. Maybe I need to change my way of behavior. This certain thing needs to be changed. Or my perspective or the way of thinking. They are willing to accept change. They can bring change in themselves also. They are not reluctant to change. They can, handle difficult people and tense situations with diplomacy and tact. मतलब कोई लोग होते हैं जिसको you can't handle them. They're difficult to handle. You might have faced within your family, amongst your friends or your colleagues. But if you're highly emotionally intelligent, then you will know how to handle that person. Okay, this is the way this person understands. Okay, trick is for handle करने and I will handle this person. And people at top management or top management level, they do the same thing because they come across different people to handle. So for that you need to have high emotional intelligence. Encourage debate and open discussion. They are willing to, understand other person's perspective. So they are always willing to discuss. They will not argue, but they will discuss. If a person is saying X, Y, Z thing, why is he or she saying? They will at least try to understand. And they can build good bonds. So if you're highly emotionally intelligent, you can seek out relationships that are mutually beneficial. They will understand, okay, this is the right relationship for me or this is the wrong relationship. So they will understand which relationship is right for them and they can maintain those relationships. Build rapport with your customer, with your clients or with your friends. Keep others in the loop, okay. Balance a focus on tasks with attention to relationships. So they can work as well as manage their relationship. They have a good work-life balance in life. Promote a friendly and cooperative climate. So wherever they go, they will create a pleasant environment for everyone. Draw all members into active and enthusiastic participation, and they will encourage others as well to participate, to be active, like that. So with this, we come to the conclusion of the session. We are open to discussion or questions you all have what to ask. And you all can let me know your feedback in the group by messaging. That is also fine if you cannot do it. If you don't want to type here, you can type in the group and let me know what was your feedback regarding the session. The session that will really help. And right now, if you have any questions you want to ask, if you want to share anything, then you can definitely. Anyone want to say anything or ask any question?
No, there are no question anymore. But you shared wonderful information about emotional intelligence and wonderful insight about emotional intelligence. You are very clear in certain way, and in a certain way you explain that. It's wonderful.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone wants to share anything? And it's completely fine if you are, having low emotional intelligence. No one is perfect. And 5 years down the line, even I did not have that high emotional intelligence. I used to feel angry, on small things, start crying so easily. If anyone says anything But if you are willing to make that change, you can always make that shift, and you can raise your emotional intelligence by the tips I told you. So if there are no queries, then we can take a group pic. I would request you all to on your cameras if possible. I'll stop the share. Yes, correct. Yes, please. We quickly take a picture before you all go. If it is okay, you can on your cameras. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Chirag.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thanks to each and everyone for being here till the end. Mohammed Asif, Jyoti, then Rahmatullah, Chirag, Mr. Chirag, Sayyid Ali, Makbul, Sayyid Asif, and others. I'm not able to see your name. So I'm really, really grateful to each and every participant for being here till the end and for supporting me and showing that enthusiasm of learning and participating in the success workshop, and each and every one have you all contributed for making it successful for this workshop to work out, and really thanks for you all to be here once again. And we hope to come out with more such innovative things where we all can learn together and grow, and that is what Ikigai is meant for, so that the each and everyone can grow together and we can spread optimism in the world. So with this, we can conclude, our success workshop. If anyone wants to share anything, we can go ahead. Is anyone who had attended all the three sessions and want to share anything? Anyone learning what? Anything benefited out of it?
I did attend Anuja.
So I
Three sessions.
okay.
Sorry, Mohammed.
Yeah, Mr. Mohammed, you can go ahead. Okay. Okay, Mr. Chirag, you three of you wanted to say something.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I have joined only this session. I
No
miss
problem.
this session.
No problem.
No, actually, I really missed something good.
We'll keep coming with such activities, so you can always participate.
I'm always ready for
So
that.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So yeah, so we'll be coming with more such programs, and here community is meant to spread optimism, and we are on that path, and we be doing that. Uh,